That's how you know he's doing good. Am I even live? I don't know. Maybe I should refresh. That's how you know he's doing good. So, all right, so we got audio. Yay! Come on in, guys. We're only going to do a couple hours tonight because my voice is completely shot. I also, you didn't get a response or a text back. I'm sorry, DB. I've got your number. I'll text you. I'm not a big texter, but I will definitely. I could have swore I sent you a response just as well as Ocean Dude. But yeah, I'll definitely be doing that. Yeah, as soon as we get some more people in here, we'll talk about some of the stuff I've done to improve the channel moving forward here. Also, I need to shave, but I don't feel good, so I don't feel like standing long enough to shave. Hey, Mr. Zaxxon. Mrs. Zaxxon. I don't judge. You could just be Zaxxon. But I got the red drink and the sloth, so we should be good to go for a couple hours. But also my PSA rock showed up, so I got to go get that from Daniel. If you watch the community page, you'll see that I bought a car for a project for the channel, and the more I watch stuff on it, the more I realize that I've been watching the wrong stuff, so that ought to be interesting. We can talk about that in a second. Yeah, welcome to you guys. Just because you're CLI doesn't mean you're confused. Hello, I'm Mr. Okay, Mr. Zaxxon. I got you, Mr. Zaxxon. You've been down the CZ Race Shadow rabbit hole. Uh-oh, what'd you do? You gonna do up one? But as for the hand, it's actually healing really well. All the antibiotics I'm on. Shoot, I forgot to take those. You're about to watch me take an antibiotic live on camera. I'm not crushing these pills. You know, Mr. Zaxxon, being in California means that you should be quite the liberal, non-binary, non-judgmental, goobity-doobity-doo. What is my opinion on the PSA Dagger Compact? I'm doing drugs, kids. I really like it. I had one. I actually wound up trading it to my stipple guy. And he did a couple of my guns for trade on one. I gave him a Dagger Compact and 3 mags. But yeah, I mean, for the money, you can't beat it. I mean, it's really hard to beat. What are you going to do? I mean, you could get a Canic Meta for like $100 more, but I still think the Dagger is really good for its size. I got you. Look, I'm like a dog. Some dude just turned in and watched me putting pills in a sandwich. Dude, I'm about to pop 7 pills or 5 pills in once, man. Normally, you got to go to OnlyFans for that. Thank you for the thumb up. Red drink. Woo! So, Daniel and I have been working towards getting a shop going, and barely, minorly. I'm still having problems breathing. I did test for COVID, negative, so it's just a cold. But yeah, so we picked up a couple more guns for the channel. We got the PSA Rock, which I've been talking about, and I showed on one of the other streams. There'll be a video up tomorrow on that. Actually, there'll be a video on the Yukon tomorrow, and then I'll do the Rock on Friday. But we've also picked up a couple other things, and I also went and looked at a Chrysler that I bought the damn thing. I bought the cheapest clean Hemi 300, probably in the state, if not like the tri-state area, and it doesn't need that much work. I'm a Chrysler guy, and this was an 06. It was a one-owner car. It was an old man's car, and he gave it to his kids, and the kids unfortunately didn't take care of it the way they were supposed to, and it's got a lifter failure. So hashtag new guns, maybe I'll use that. 2024 is going to be a good year for new guns, and I'm starting a safe dedicated just to 2024 guns. So all those guns are going into their own safe, and then at the end of the year we'll see which ones I wind up keeping. So that'll be kind of cool. So it'll be kind of like an end of the year thing. But anyways, it's that deep metallic blue Hemi, 140 some thousand miles on it. Super clean, all freeway mileage, and it was the gold package, so all the badging is gold, which I don't like, and it's got that fake Bentley grill, which I don't like. But I've already found a lot of parts for it. $700 for a Hemi, and it runs, but it's got a failed lifter. So I'm going to do the lifters and cams. I'm going to do that in a week or two, and I'll probably make some videos on that. So we'll get to see some of my old mechanic skills. Although I watched like 15 videos on how to do it, and turns out I was looking at the 09 and up. I should have been looking at the 06, 05 to 06. Oops. So that ought to be interesting. My buddy came back from SHOT Show, and he had an ash load of patches from SHOT Show, so he's happy there. Going to finish the movie. What movie are you watching? Ocean's 11? I'm so funny and smart. Oh. IROC. I should buy another IROC. But yeah, my buddy sent me a picture of the PSA Rock when it came in, and it looks really nice. In fact, hello, Pokey Fanatic. It's got the really nice chameleon barrel on it, but it's actually a rainbow Killer of the Flower Moon. Why have I heard of that? Well, it's got a rainbow barrel. Your bud just ordered a Sig Legion X5 226. Oh, that's going to be a nice one. That is like creme de la creme. I've got a really nice Sig 226 Elite, but I would love to get an X5. I sold my 226 single action only because the guy really wanted it. I don't have Apple TV. I have everything else but Apple TV. I've got like Stars, Paramount Plus, Hulu, HBO Max, Netflix. We've got all those. Yeah, we share. If you hear me sneeze during the live stream, it's going to be an awkward moment. But yeah, the Yukon, that's actually my buddy's father's. He's testing it. I might buy it if he lets me, because I'm sure he won't want it after I tell him it's broken. But it's a Tisas, which means it should be really good. However, the slide is sticking every 3 rounds or so and not going all the way in the battery, so I got to check the disconnector and see what's going on. I think the disconnector is lagging. Either that, it kind of looks like maybe the firing pin spring is sticking, and when it's coming back forward, it's jamming and locking up the slide a little bit. Over the Top, that was a good movie. I like the original. What's my thoughts on Kentucky Ballistics? He's cool. I really enjoyed his stuff. He's gotten, we talk about this every now and then, but once he got really big and he did stuff, and this actually goes into a point I was going to talk about because we've been talking about it in other people, but he's so, yeah, that's what DB was meaning, I just realized. But when he started blowing up all his guns, because his 50 blows up on him, his Serbu blows up, almost kills him, and it turns out that it's making him a lot of money, so he decides to blow up a M82A1, because you can get those for about $7 grand. He blew it up and made like 30 grand. All power to him. He is trying to become the Mr. Beast of guns, the way he's doing it. Now, he's got like his 700 BMG elephant guns. I love those. Those are cool. He does more collaborations than anybody else that I notice, which is really cool, because that means at least he's willing to reach out and work with other people in the community. But he's gone so over the top now that it's getting a little bit cartoony with what he's doing. He's gone almost too far into being weird. The SIG STX 1911 or the Smith & Wesson E-Series? I'm going to tell you right now as soon as I look at one thing. I don't want you to give me the answer, so I want to find it myself. If you can guess what my question is going to be about it, I would go with the SIG, because I don't care for Smith & Wesson's external extractor. I don't like roll pins on my 1911s. There you go. Yeah, the only downside to the Smith & Wesson line of 1911s is that they abandoned the internal extractor, which doesn't make any sense to me, because the internal extractor is like never been a problem with the guns, but they went to their own external extractor, which requires a roll pin. They overcomplicated the gun for no apparent reason. Oh, it's external on the SIG too? Oh, well, now you made it hard. Oh yeah, you know what? You might be right. I don't even remember now. Why would they do that? Was it a nightmare? guess it's been a long time since I've owned a 1911. So Sig and Smith are both doing external extractors. Huh. Well, then throw a coin up in the air. Did it get worse? No, believe it or not, this is me being a little bit better. In that case, I would go with the Sig. Still, the Sig looks cooler-ish. Also, does the... Nope, it's got front strap checkering, so you're good there. I'm looking at the two in comparison in profiles and stuff. The Smith is a little bit more traditional, and except for the cuts are nice. I like the scalloped cuts on the Sig, on the Smith and Wesson. Yeah, if the Sig has the night sights already on it, I'm assuming then that you're implying that the Smith & Wesson doesn't. If the Smith & Wesson doesn't, then I would probably go with the Sig if it's the same money. Sig has Magwell. Sig has Magwell. Oh, I will, Ray. It's fine. Classic and it's shiny. Yeah, but I mean, is that the only thing? Can you get it with the rail for the same money? If you can get it in the rail with the same money. Although, yeah. Plus, there's one called the TA. The teacher's assistant. Get it? Yeah, I really got to shave before the next live stream, though. No rail, 400. 400 for the rail. You're one of the only gun tubers I watch. Wow, I mean, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you for saying that. That really does make me feel good. Obviously, you should definitely check out other small timers. You know, might as well have some fun. You want classic style. Well, I mean, if you want classic style, then the Smith is, or excuse me, the Sig is a little bit more classic. Wouldn't you agree? I'd say. So, what else do we got going on? Yeah, my cold hasn't been helping. I have to go to the doctor on Thursday. You should LS3 swap a Cadillac. What Cadillac? Hey, Jimmy, first live. So what do you think of Shadow Systems pistols? Thinking about getting one or a Canic for CC. If you're trying to keep cost as a consideration, you'd want to get with like the Founders or the Foundation MRs. Because they don't have like slide cuts or fluted barrels, so they're actually in a more reasonable price range. You can't compete with the Canic price for price, and since the Shadow Systems is just a Gen 3 clone, I actually feel that the Canic is a better pistol. I think that the Shadow Systems are a little bit cheaper feeling in my opinion. I've played with them, including that $1,600 War Poet one. A guy had one brought in. What a waste of money. The fact that he threw his name on just a plain old Glock 3 clone with $300 in upgrades and is charging $1,800 for it was absolutely ridiculous. I actually stopped watching John Lovell because of that gun. The minute I picked it up and I went to grab the mag and the mag rattles, when you have a mag that rattles in the mag well, that's because the gun wasn't designed with the right tolerances to maintain control of the mag. When you do that with the Glock, it's much less pronounced. Now they still rattle. But literally I can go with the Shadow Systems, and that is production quality problems, because all they did was they manufactured the magwell to just clone a Gen 3 Glock, and the minute you do that, you lose compatibility, because Pro mags are actually slightly smaller. The plastic, I think, is slightly thinner than a Glock mag. I'd have to put a micrometer on them. I have them. But the Glock feels slightly thicker than the PMag mags. So by providing only PMag mags with the gun, it creates an issue where you have a rattly gun. And I know rattle doesn't mean that it's not going to run, because in AK, rattle means reliable. But the minute he allowed that gun to have his name on it, I lost more respect. Like, all my respect keeps plummeting down every time I see one of these gun tubers putting their names on a gun that isn't good. PewView, he put his name on a $5,000 gun. That's a gun I can get behind. Not somebody that puts their name on a $600 gun and then charges $1,800 for it. Yeah, today's gonna be one of those days, I think. Yeah. Do I have a Patreon? Yes, I actually do. If you go to Patreon, it's under the Jimmini Show. It's actually there. Bazinga, it's an interesting idea, and I'm sure somebody out there has thought of it. I've seen people Cummins diesel swap a Charger before, but I'm a little bit old school in my beliefs when it comes to cars. I believe that a car should be built with the manufacturer's engine family. So I believe that you could put anything from a 3.6 liter to a Viper engine in the 300, but I don't believe in putting a Chevy engine in a Chrysler product just because it's cheaper and easier to do. Man, why is everybody running away? The fire pin rattles in Glocks. The whole gun rattles in Glocks. But yeah, let's see. Man, people are dipping in and out today. Mondays are not a good day for live streaming, I tell you. That's a good thing we're only going a couple of hours tonight. Yeah, the Patreon, it's up there. You can go Google it or whatever, go check it out. I don't really care if people donate to it. It's just I opened it back up because it's the only place where I can do $1 for people to contribute to the channel. You can donate as little as $1, even though they yell at you and tell you it should be $4. I don't care about that. I made it $1. Just because I wanted people to be able to help out the channel and have it be cheaper. But yeah, otherwise memberships on here. Super thanks are another way. Super thanks on the bottom of the video. You can do those, and it would come in at, and it would just be a one-time thing. Oh, damn it, you're late again. Brady, you're not that late, man. We started at 7. It's only 7:16. Trust me, you're not late. We're just getting going. You know, large number of people dipping in and out, so hopefully somebody will come in and hear me saying something that they want to actually watch. Well, we never know. But yeah, let's see. Oh, I went down the super rabbit hole. Have you guys ever heard of Turkey Tom? He's a documentary creator here on YouTube. He examines YouTube celebrities and either their downfalls and rise or just their straight up downfalls. Man, I got super hooked on that yesterday since I wasn't feeling very well. So yeah, man, I watched like 7.5, 8 hours of his stuff. Although his videos are like 2 hours long anyway, so it was only like 4 of them. Michael, you owned a 1969 Olds 442, but your 1970 RT Challenger convertible was just a classic car. Olds is just a caddy, but cheaper. Yeah, but the 442, that was a good one. That was a great car. I had a Buick Skylark Stage 1 convertible. It was way back when. It was a 71 Stage 1 455 with the 4-speed rock crusher in it. Love that car. We bought that for $8,000 out of Chicago. We wound up selling it for like 35, and now it's worth like 150 because it turns out it was one of 5. So yeah, we screwed that one up. But yeah, locally to me, there's a dude selling a 72 Charger shell. So it's the big body Charger, but he only wants $3,000 for it. So me and Daniel are trying to get a garage. We're working on getting garage and land. If we can get that taken care of, holy crap, man, the stuff I can do. Because I found the 72 Charger, right, for $3,000. And in North Carolina, I'm not telling you where because I may still buy it, there's a complete Hellcat driveline, or excuse me, SRT, so 6.4, 392 for $6,500, including the transmission and the wiring harness. So it's like $10,000 and have a 500 horsepower 72 Charger. That would be kind of cool. Cutlass Supremes are nice. I like Cutlass Supremes. 81 Regal, nice. Did you know that the Concorde can outrun the F-35 and the F-22 only because the F-22 only beats the Concorde by 150 miles an hour? Really? That's an interesting piece of information. I did not know the Concorde went that fast. I'm going to fact check you. 1354, full Mach 2. Yep, you are not wrong. I thought it only went just over Mach 1.5, but wow, that thing is way faster than I expected. Thank you for the information, Brady. You learn something new every day. You know, the Concorde was actually retired. It wasn't, I mean, it was taken out of service after that one exploded and crashed, but it actually got its flight permissions back. But then the pandemic and everything, they were going to bring the Concorde back into service, but they actually wound up not doing it because of the pandemic and everything. It wasn't economically feasible to run it again. You don't like turtles? Uh-oh. Why's your dumbass back? You're not a dumbass. I'm a dumbass because I bit my lip just now. Drinking. I bit my lip drinking. I'm what they call a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yeah. Maybe I'll sit forward. This makes me look like I'm an idiot too. I have so much stuff laying around. I mean, if you buy one of the only 2 currently legal F4 Phantoms in the United States that can still fly, you could do Mach 1 point something and get there in like 4.5 hours. I don't think, unless you have the external tanks, it might not make it the whole way though. I think we looked at that one day. I said if I ever won the lottery, I'd want to buy it. Oh, let's not get into lisp. So, me and my other buddies, right? We were talking and we were super special because we're all nerds. 2,351,000. The only Phantom you're into is a Rolls Royce. So you mean you're into BMWs? Because Rolls Royces are all Phantoms, all BMWs. Let's see. As I believe this is serious inquiries only. The plane has been under restoration to airworthy condition. All work done is documented and parts tagged accordingly. The current owner spent millions to get the restoration this far. Big ticket items including 2 engine overhauls. Oh, it only has 2 engines. So good thing they only both need to be fixed. It needs 2 ejector seats, avionics, and final test flying. So basically the shell has been rebuilt, but nothing else that actually makes it go is actually in working order. Nice. It still needs $1.1 to $1.25 million to complete. Well, I'm going to offer him 600 grand. I'm going to need you guys to step up. I need your credit card numbers because I'm like short 610. Yeah, 2.3 is what they're asking for, and it says 1.25 to finish. So, and then of course you have your pilots and stuff because you're not going to be rated. Stop kicking it. I'm not kicking the camera right now. I'm just moving it and shaking it. Man, that made me dizzy. Also, you see my eyes aren't quite as... Oh, no. I thought they weren't, but holy crap. Go back in. Go back in. You're supposed to be in. Holy crap. I even slept for like 3 hours. No, we're good. We're good. We're 100% good. I can still read 100%. Like you did it, but when the F4 took off, the flight deck, nothing like it. Afterburner back in the 80s, you were in the Navy. Nice. Yeah, no, it was always my favorite Vietnam era and newer plane. Beat out everything, even the F-14, the F-16, the F-15, the F-18, the F-22, all of them. You like mouse guns. You were thinking about the RIA Baby Rock 380. Any thoughts? The grip angle is slightly not quite right, so when you're shooting it, it's a little bit nose down. If you can get past that, it shoots reasonably well. It has a little bit more weight than the Browning version of the gun, because Browning makes their 1911 Black Label or whatever, which is like 3 times the money. So if you, where'd the black, I have black marks on me. I've got molds, sir. But yeah, if you can deal with the angle, you'll be good. Nothing beats Tom Cruise. Bite your tongue. The only thing that beats Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise in a movie about Tom Cruise where Tom Cruise plays Tom Cruise, playing Tom Cruise, who played Tom Cruise when Tom Cruise was Tom Cruise. Although he's going to have to get the veneers removed because he's going to start all the way back when he was in Risky Business and he had the fucked up teeth. I mean, screwed up teeth, excuse me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm so glad that I make sure I don't cuss. Like every live stream, we go from YouTuber to fighter jets. You know what? I'll go wherever it takes me, brother. I wanted his Ninja back. Oh, the one from Top Gun, the one that he rides in Maverick. Yeah. Ninjas are cool. First motorcycle I rode when I was learning to ride was actually a Ninja 250. So it wasn't really a Ninja. It just had stickers on it that said Ninja, but it was a Ninja 250. Hey, Snatchy. What you doing, man? Gun store by me has a brand new one for a Ninja. Wait, what'd I miss? 350. It's a decent deal. The only downside is the magazines are quite expensive. But yeah, that is not a bad deal. I think at the lowest I ever saw them, they were like 300. So 350 after COVID isn't a bad deal at all. If you can hear, it's not better. Snatchy. I'm still shite. Still shitey bited. Let's see. But yeah, the first bike I learned to ride was a Ninja 250, and then the first bike I crashed was a moped because we were trying to do we're doing drunk NASCAR, so we had set up a course around the dude's block, and well, it was actually around the whole housing community, and it was supposed to take about 3 minutes and 15. The guys that were willing to ride through people's lawns could do it in like 3 minutes and five. I did it in like 3 minutes and 18 hours. But when I was coming around the last turn, I'd never ridden a moped before, and my hand slipped, and I to the got it all the way up to like 30 miles an hour into a guy's yard between a bunch of people, and I hadn't even had a drink yet. With your P80, did it jam your first time shooting it? My P80, I made a short about it. I sold it immediately after. My P80 was having a problem retaining the magazines. I never had a problem with it jamming. My problem is that I had to teacup it in order to keep the magazine in because the mag release was cut just too high. So it would almost seat the mag, but as soon as you fired it, it would actually, the force of the slide coming back would shoot the mag out. So my P80 problem was that the magazine would not retain. It shot fine though. My first Yamaha was actually a Taurus SHO. You think the Russians had 4-gauge shotgun? You watch Grantham. Yeah, I saw that one. It looked kind of insane. I don't think I would ever do it. Yeah, teacup. Haven't you ever heard that phrase? Teacup. Teacup, teacup, teacup. So, silencers. What's an affordable good one for all calibers? Your thoughts? That's a loaded question because automatically you have a $200 tax stamp. From there, yeah, Fram. That's the one that gets you free food for the rest of your life. No, I would go, if you want one that's good for multiple calibers, go with a 46 hybrid from Silencer Co. because that can run from a 4570 all the way down to a 22. If you want something that's just like a 30 cal can, go with the 36M. Hey Roy, what's going on? Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I feel like crap right now. But yeah, Silencer Co. makes a good line of less expensive one. I believe Huxworks makes a pretty decent lineup. Let me look at a couple here. You have the same one in mind, Jam the Magazine, Fallout. Yeah, see? Snatchy, how do I feel about the FNX? You just picked one up over the weekend for your baby. Honest answers. I've had 4 in different calibers. I think they're amazing guns. I had the FNX 45, FNX 45 Tactical. Hi, Jonathan from Los Angeles. How you doing? I had 2 FX9s, and I had the FNP9. They all ran good. They're all reliable as hell. They'll last the course. Mine, I traded it in because I didn't realize I already had one, and I did a bunch of videos on it. And it's such a reliable platform that the Browning High Power, or the FN High Power, the new one, the one they just released in 2023, is literally an FNX9 with a high power body on it. If you look at it, the lockup is FNX, the hammer is FNX, the controls are all FNX. So literally everything on the gun is an FNX that's been transferred over into the high power body. Let's see. Would I run 9mm on an AR platform? Yeah, I've got 4. Right now, my current 9mm PCC or PDW, when you go to pistol length, they're called PDW, personal defense weapons. PCC, if it's a carbine has to be at least 16-inch. I'm running the AK9 right now, although I'm probably selling that because that's going to pay for the repairs to the 300. So we'll see what happens. Fram is the only quiet for the first 20 rounds. Someone else told you that. Yeah, it's because they get a little bit too much lead buildup in them, and they can't retain anything, I've heard. Let's see. It's the 45 Tactical. Man, that's a hell of a gun. Don't get the 545. If you ever get a chance, grab a 545 and feel them, and you'll see the difference. It was only 67 in Florida. Oh, you poor baby. 38 here in Jersey. It was 40 here, so it wasn't too bad. You ran another box through the Tisas, and you had 0 issues. Yeah, like I said, it was funny because my buddy... someday they're going to let me pick up guns. Oh, yeah, I also watched the story on the kid that did himself on Life. And, yeah, it was covered by Turkey Tom. But, yeah, his Tisas 10 mil every 3 rounds, it's jamming. Well, it's not jamming. It's just not going fully back into battery. We eliminated mags as the issue because we tried the factory mags and Wilson combat mags. Looking at it, it looks like it's got a funky firing pin in it. So and when you drag it back, it's hitting the hammer a little bit harder than it should. If you know 1911s, when you rack the slide back, it will push down the hammer just a little bit as it's resetting it. It will still touch it even if it's fully back. But it's catching too much. So I think when the firing pin is going forward, it's sticking just enough for that plate to drop just a touch. And then when you smack it, it'll go back into place. 300 through your Tisas, that's good. Hold up, hear me out. 4570 on an AR platform. If you did that, I mean, AR can fire an AR-10 maybe. I'd fire a 4570 in an AR-10, but not in an AR-15. I mean, if they make the BFR revolver is chambered in 4570. And they have 50 Beowulf, which is 50 caliber, but way less power. Oh, I've got to make a video on this, especially since I discovered PSA with their blems. I need people to maybe consider giving me their opinion and definitely subscribing, because this is going to require destroying about $500 worth of equipment. But I've noticed that if you pop the top on an AR-15, an AR-10, you can, you have to take out the bolt carrier group, but if you crack it open, you can insert a 50 BMG and the nut, but the tip of the round will actually seat into the barrel. Really? That got me 11 more people. But yeah, you can seat the 50 cal nose into the chamber, and you can close the gun just far enough that if you pull the trigger, the hammer will hit the back of the round. And I kind of want to do it, but it's super freaking sketch, and it's going to destroy the gun 100%. And I don't want to do it to a good gun. So I'm thinking I'm going to wait for a blem that's like 120, 130 bucks to show up. But yeah, what do you think? 50 cal through an AR-10, or maybe I'll get a 50 Beowulf upper from like PSA or not PSA, but like Bear Creek or something if somebody makes one. But do that. Yeah, I got to stop doing it that way. So if you have the hole and you stick the tip in, everybody's happy. It'll fire once, just a tip. They make single shot 50 ARs. That's true. The hell DB, do it. Pulling a Kentucky even though he said he wouldn't. No, I never said I wouldn't pull a Kentucky. I'll be like way far away, dude. But hear me out. I think that'll work. 50 cal through an AR-10. But yeah, like I said, it's going to ruin the upper and the lower. I'm guaranteeing it's going to destroy the upper, but it might destroy the lower too. Even though it's not going to be fully closed, I'm pretty sure it's going to break the lower. But I really think I need to do it just for shits and gribbles. Ships and Gribbles. That's the name of my new album coming out soon to Nowhere Near You. Yeah, it'll work once. It only has to work once, dude. Although I'm going to have to buy 2 of them, because what if it doesn't work the first time? Like, what if it fires and it just blows out the casing and then I can't fire it again? So, yeah, it's going to be like $1,000 video. Yeah, and I got to fix the Chrysler. Shit. No, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm definitely going to do it. And if you see anybody else do it, let me know, because they ripped me off, and I'm gonna scream, because I actually found a short where a gun store. I think I said it last time. My brain is so fried from the last week. I don't remember yesterday. I don't remember today. I don't know where I am right now. Who are you? Who am I? No, I didn't sell to Mitchell. I've got your number, son. But yeah, so what they did was this company, I think they saw my short where I talked about how I red Loctited the 1911 together and then forgot about it and almost didn't get it apart, because they recently had a short where a guy walks into the gun store and pulls a gun out and says, yeah, I've been using this on everything. It's a bottle of red Loctite that he had Loctited a gun together. So I'm pretty sure a guy out there saw my video and is copying me now, and he threw it out there and he's like, oh man, it's kind of funny, let's make fun of it. So yeah, it's an homage. So I don't an homage, an homage, and a homage, a homogenized. It's an homage when they actually ripped me off, like the dude that was ripping off my whole style of the couch because he had the same couch. That was funny. Bro, am I trying to get more disabled, son? You don't get much more disabled than me, bro. Yeah. Ken has the leftovers from the gun if you survive. Tell you what. If I do it, it'll be next month sometime. But if I do it and it's an actual like good experience, it's going to be a good experience. I'm going to blow up a freaking gun. But after I'm done, maybe I'll give away the parts. That'll be fun. You're explaining the whole entire channel in one comment. We shoot shite, we talk, we got the famous couch and the famous red drink. Snatchy, check out the Gerson high power in color case hardened. I have seen it. I have not put my hands on it. Jimmini and the Jimmini show. Oh, there you go, the Jimmini show. Let me see if they got it. Woohoo! Red drink. How many of you? We should have a Friday. No, I actually have the domain for JimminiShow.com, so I need to get that up and going too. Let's see. Oh shit, a lot of stuff came through. What up, boss? Not much, Jenks. How you doing, bro? Technically, when the chamber is blown apart, it counts as deactivated by the ATF. No, if the receiver, the serialized part has to be the one that's irreparably damaged. So the chamber is part of the barrel, so that technically doesn't count because you can replace a barrel if you have a round failure that damages a chamber. So unfortunately, no, it does not count. I haven't seen the case hardened one, but I am looking at the gold engraved one, and I remember we had those in our store, and I thought those were the most ridiculous thing ever. I love the AFT. Armed Forces Television. I used to watch it all the time when we were in Germany. That's right, we were in Baumholder. We had 2 channels. And 3 of them didn't work. Woohoo! Oh, let's see what the boss ordered. Really? He bought a... Ooh. Looks like the Century Arm Vishkas have gone down in price. Diamondbacks have gone down in price. 19Xs are about their same price. Let's see if you got American ones or the Austrian ones. I like having access to the back end because then I get to see where they're coming from. I saw a guy put up a shorts video, and I'll explain to you guys how to tell the difference. There is a U.S. factory for building the Glock 19X because the U.S. military, when it adopts a new firearm, and this actually goes back to how Taurus can manufacture the PT-92, when you become the manufacturer of the sidearm for the United States military, or actually any fire for the United States military, you have to actually produce those firearms in the U.S., on U.S. soil, using U.S. people. Granted, there could be some undocumented there, but this, like I said, this goes back to why Taurus is actually able to make the Beretta PT-92. In 1983, or actually 82, I believe was when they actually awarded the contract to Beretta for the Beretta M9A1. Beretta had to create manufacturing in the United States. So rather than just packing up and moving all their equipment, which would have been prohibitively expensive, what they did was they actually sold the plant to Taurus because Taurus had actually been running the plant ever since they installed it in Brazil, and it was just built as the Beretta M9 or Beretta 92 FS. But they actually sold the rights, the tooling, not the rights, but the tooling and everything to Taurus, but they told them they had to wait, I think, a year or 2 before they could actually produce the gun, and they wound up coming out with it. That's also why, to this day, the PT-92 uses the old school frame-mounted safety. The original FS that came out of Brazil had a frame-mounted safety, which is by far the more superior operating mechanism for the gun because it prevents you from jamming your thumb like I do on the on the 92 FSs. That's the only reason I don't run a Beretta ever, is because the slide-mounted safety jams my thumb because I'm a 1911 shooter, so I'm always resting up high, and my thumb sits up high when I don't have something to set my thumb on. So when I don't have a shelf like the safety on a 1911, my thumb automatically pops up because I'm a dumbass, and then the slide comes back. I actually jammed really and ripped skin off my thumb every time I fire one. You think Sato shoot? Yeah, that's a Ghost Race Rig. Yeah, you should definitely go with that, bro. I would definitely do that, DB. No F-bombs. No F-bombs. Did you time them out for the F-bombs? I'm guessing you did. It doesn't say anything here. Do you think a Glock firing pin will fire a 5-inch round? Oh, what? Hold on. Sorry. Somebody else type something real quick. Blow it. There we go. No, you did say that. A 5-inch round. You realize that a 5-inch round is 2.5 centimeters is 1 inch. So you're talking 5, 10, 12, 12.5 centimeters, which is 125 millimeters. That's firing around that a freaking, this is a 140 millimeter fan. So you're talking about a round that's almost as big as this fan. So no, I don't think one will ever fire a 5-inch round. So sorry, I had to Asian that math. It was really screwing me up. Okay, here's a question. Taurus, PSA, Canic, and any other budget pistol manufacturers you can think of, which all these have the best quality control and reliability. Currently in 2023, 2024, since we're just starting the year, I'm going to have to go with Canic. Canic had original problems with their firing pins breaking and dragging, but they've resolved that problem. The Meta, I've not heard of them having that same problem, so I'm going to go Canic first, probably Taurus, and then PSA, because PSA can still send out some whoppers of some bullshit. So yeah, I'm going to go Canic, Taurus, PSA. One that is running underneath the radar quite a bit is the Tisas FX9. If you're looking for that duty style gun, the FX, or not the FX, is it the FX9? F9P, Tisas F. Yeah, the C10 Yukon's pretty nice, but no, excuse me, the PX9. The PX9, you can get them for $310. That's literally the street price. Hi, Brody, how you doing? $310 for a gun, and if you get the tactical version, you're talking $320 for a gun that has 20 rounds, 4.7-inch barrel, threaded barrel, and a rail on it. Actually, I need to get one of those. I don't have one, and I need to get one of those. That could be a $300 suppressor gun. That could be a really good deal, so we'll have to check that out. I'll definitely be getting one of those. Oh man, what am I missing here? You'll show us 1-inch. No, thank you. Yeah, now it's a ship round, but still, yeah, dude, you'd have to imagine that. That's bigger than an RPG, son. You have zero experience with Canic or plastic Tisas. You definitely need to get a Canic. Then DB, get a Canic. Get a Rival or an SFT Pro. They're both under $600, and you will never go back to a Glock. Plastic Tisas, they're underrated. They're basically Smith clones, so they're definitely good. Brady, do you think a francium hand grenade is a war crime? Well, anything that has France in it is technically a war crime, because half the time when you throw it, it just surrenders. So you have to keep that up in your mind. FED or FED? I prefer FED. I once created a bomb in my mind. I created a weapon that would be devastating. Got too many plastics. Fantastic. Well, get rid of one, son. Or just buy more. It's early 2024. You should get some more and then bring them in the door, because that's what they're for. That is not what you meant. Yeah, it's what you meant. You used the word friends. Friends? Okay, get the Canic Rival S. The Canic Rival S is a steel frame version of the Canic TP or Rival SFX. So it's all metal. It's about $900, so it's still cheaper than the stupid TTI version, and you'll be able to get the full metal frame gun for under $1,000, and it's an amazing shooter. Hey man, you're going to drop the link to that 22 TCM. If you're ready, you might want to get a screenshot of it in case the algos delete it. Man, just tell me the site. Don't put it as a link. Just tell me the site. Do I have a Discord? No, Lego guy. I do not have a Discord. I don't know how to set one up. I've never bothered setting one up. If somebody wanted to set one up, if it costs money or whatever, if somebody wants to let me know what's going on, I'd set one up. That would be fun. Then we could have the Discord up here, and then we could keep using the phone, because apparently that's what everybody wants me to do. Yeah, Glenn, it's going to automatically get captured, and since I'm using my phone, I'm not going to see the notification. So literally just tell me the website without putting it as a link. Eliminate the .com off the end of it, and it should show. It should populate. So put the link and hide it. And if it winds up going to a Blue Waffle site, I swear to God, I'm climbing through this phone and coming after you, son. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure it's not too hard to set up a Discord, because I've seen some whoppers of doozies of mentally defectives do it. Discord. Let's set one up right now while we're on here. See if we can set one up quickly. Discord, your place to talk and hang out. Download. Let's see. What happens when I download? You're infected. Great. I already knew that. That's right, kid. You're watching an idiot try to download Discord while he's on a server. I'm also doing it on the wrong computer because I'm still rocking the cheap computer I built because I don't feel like setting the other one back up. You've been modernizing and engineering an AK-12 and making it more sturdy and reliable, calling it AK-23. It's got AR-15 compatible stock along with an improved safety. It's also changed its caliber to 5.56. That's pretty cool, dude. I think that's awesome, man. Hamster is a good site to see cute hamsters. You know what? No, because you have to sign in with your Google account. Xvideo, by the way, that's a better one. Did I say that? I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Apparently it's saying welcome back. That's not possible. It can't be too hard to do if Hop has a Discord. Hop from TFB TV. He's an interesting fella. He's definitely an interesting fella. Interesting. Canik makes a TP9 for the Turkish military, and Taurus makes them for the Brazilian military. Interesting. I did not know that. Brody's telling me not to do it. And I'm guessing you're talking to somebody. Who's Carter? I don't see Carter. Carter? Bueller? Simpson Limited. You'll have to watch down the sidebar in the caliber listings. Simpson Limited. All right, thank you. Here we go to a website that's probably going to steal my information. We're going to log on here. Let's see. Ooh, German 22 trainers. Wait, is this an American? Family owned and operated since 1962. Obviously no Germans then. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, that is exactly my first gun. Oh, that's an early one too. It's got the old billboard on it. Thank you for the call out, dude. I'm going to save that. I'm probably going to wind up buying it. But not tonight because I picked up a lot of shit here. It says I got to call them though, which sucks. But yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Glenn. Sorry, I had to find your comment so I could remember your name. Hop reminds you of a lesbian on it. Yeah, and he loves his 40 cal, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt. He might be normal. He might be whack-a-fucking dude. I said fucka, not waka. Fuchs. Bro, if you set up a P.O. box, you could do mail time on your channel. I had one for a while, never got anything. And it's like $180 a year for an empty box, which just reminds me I don't have any friends. Lamau Hop is your 6'4" flannel wearing aunt from Vermont. So what does that make me being a 6'4" person? Any thoughts on Tisas 1911s trying to get away from Kimbers? You can't talk about stuff we can't see. There's a company, an online distributor that has the 17-round 22 TCM gun. That was my first gun. It doesn't come with the 9mm barrel, but since I have the 9mm 22 TCM combo, I can just put my barrel in it. Tisas is a great way to go. They got rid of all the MIM parts a year ago, so as they're much more better constructed. Your grandpa recently died from lung cancer, and he owned an armory in Austria, and you inherited it. So I guess you own 137 Car 98s. That is freaking incredible, dude. You heard Brastek has gotten better with quality in the last few years where they bought by another company. Technically, I can't remember if it goes Taurus owns Brastek or Brastek owns Taurus. But they're all part of a conglomeration now. Rossi owns Brastek. They were created in 1997 as the sole importer of Rossi's. So, yeah. But since Taurus owns Rossi, so technically Taurus, the group that owns Taurus now owns Rossi, which owns Brastek. What's his name? Gaston. Yeah, that's funny. I'm waiting to see what comes out now. I hope they actually do something with cool slide cuts or something on the next Glock. The Glock 51. What do you think the Glock 51 is going to be? Besides a disappointment. I mean, because, you know, that was always a given. Oh, man. If you set up a P.O. box, I will see if you can send me anything. I appreciate that. I have been meaning to. I have all the documentation because you have to fill out a form to get a PO box at a post office, and I might get it at my local UPS or FedEx because UPS, it runs as a street address. I do have an office, but the mailbox is only set up for letters. So I think they would get really angry if a bunch of people were sending stuff in there because there's nowhere to put them. Subgun 51. Yeah, like Glock is going to make a subgun. I don't know what to do with them. So you've been selling them to museums, trying to get a deal with the Royal Armories. I mean, that'd be cool, Brody. Hear you out, 7-inch AA autocannon. Technically, 7-inch AA autocannons are already autocannons. Sorry, I was just checking something. My emails. Man, I made a stupid picture, but it embodies me 100%. Yeah, I was actually, let's jump back to cars for a second. Send them to the U.S. Yeah, good luck. Shop Fam has a Rossi 6-shot 357s in stainless and 3 in for 352s. Yeah, that's not a bad price. The thing you got to keep in mind when you're looking at that, so you've got the, you have to pay tax, usually when you order online these days. If you were to send one in, like if I was selling one at my store, when you factor in the cost of the FFL transfer you're going to pay, why do I not have a calculator up on my screen? Yeah, I could literally sell that same gun at my store for $360 without an FFL transfer fee. So it's not as good a deal as they try to make it sound. The Rossi RP6s, I mean, even the brand new one, they're not that expensive. So yeah, try contacting your FFL when it seems like it's that kind of a deal. Unless they're going to be jerk bags about it, you're usually going to be able to get a better deal buying it through your local FFLs because you're saving on a $35 to $50 FFL transfer fee. Emails you don't reply to. I answer all my emails. Just check your spam folder. As a matter of fact, now you got me wondering because I know I sent you one. Whether or not it was a comprehensive one that actually, hey, I got a new visitor. Let me see. Oh, cool. Company sending me some lights. That'll be cool. Sent. Yeah, see? I sent you one January 27th. I sent you back an email. No, I sent it to you on Friday. And it was at 9:52 p.m. and it says, sounds good, man. So don't say I didn't send you an email. Check your spam folder, Sonny. I'm telling you right now, Sonny. Now live on my channel. I know I'm live on my channel. Was there anything left of the elk? Probably not with the 700 nitro. No, that video was on the 700 BMG. The elk's nose was gone. I would assume that would be a lot more than just the nose that would go away. I believe he has a 700 BMG and a 700 nitro. There was no tax where you live, and places I buy from don't charge tax when shipped out of their state. I mean, that helps, but not everywhere has that. Here in Virginia, we have the tax. And if you order online and you ship to a state that has tax, they're required by law to charge you tax, and then you're still going to pay an FFL transfer fee. Like I said, $350 plus $35 is still $385 when I'm selling it for $360. So I tried a 700 nitro once and never did it again. I would never try a 700 nitro. No, thank you. Dude headshotted an elk with a 700 nitro. Why? Because he just wanted to see what would happen. Come on now, Lobster. We do things for crazy. You know, so, yeah. Oh, man. I am feeling so terrible right now. We're at about an hour. Like I said, tonight's live stream's only going to go till 9. I've been running longer recently, but I'm sweating. I'm dying here, man. I'm dying here. I'm dying, son. Uh, the other reason I bought that 300 that I'm going to be doing some work to is because I want to practice doing the cam and lifter install. Because as you guys know, I've got the 2015 Durango RT, and I want to throw the SRT parts on it. But I'd rather do it to a car that I don't have much money into, and then I'll then do the Durango once the 300 is done. Woohoo! Yeah, I gotta take it easy. Yeah. Do you think you can buy a napalm round? Unfortunately, if you go out to buy a napalm round without a destructive device license, you're gonna get in a lot of trouble. Lobster is at the Chrysler 300. Yep, that I just posted about. Yep, I just went and bought it this morning. It was on Facebook Marketplace. I actually messaged a lady about a Mustang that was a little rough, and she was pulling the whole, I have other people coming, so I'm not dropping a penny, blah, 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 blah. And you're third in line, I'll call you. And then she calls me because all the other people bailed on her. And then she's like, if you're coming, that's cool. And then her address was a lie. She said she was 10 miles from me. She's actually 50 miles from me. So I don't like people like that. So I had messaged a couple of different people looking for a project car for the beginning of this year. And I messaged this Chrysler guy. Cool dude. I got his phone number and his buddy's phone numbers because I got to arrange to get the car still. I paid for it. I just need to pick it up and have it brought to my house. I don't want to drive it with a dead lifter because if you drive it, then you can cause a problem because then the valves could just smash. Yeah. So I went in and paid for it. It's a 2006. It's got 145 or so thousand miles on it. But if you saw the picture, the seats are really clean. Comes with a free butter knife, which I didn't even notice. I thought that was like a stitching in the seat. But turns out it was a butter knife. But it's got two dead lifters. And he said, and I'm believing the guy because he seemed pretty good. He said he drove it to the store, went inside to get a cup of coffee. When he came out and started it, it started doing the major Hemi tick. And he shut it off right away, had it towed back to his house. His roommate, who's a mechanic, started it, heard the tick. They immediately shut it off. I'm going to start it when we put it on the tow truck. It can move a little bit. I just don't want to drive it 10 miles with a Hemi tick. And if that's the case, an entire Hemi kit, cam and lifter kit, stock 5.7 is like $400. So I paid $700 for the car. The car is mostly really clean. It just has some paint fade on the roof. So what I'm going to do, and it's got that stupid Bentley grill because I think it was either a dealer special or a Chrysler special. All the badges are gold. And it's got extra gold badges on it. All that's coming off. I found an SRT8 bumper, SRT8 wheels, SRT8 grill. So I'm going to change a lot of that stuff out, and I'm going to turn it into just kind of a street car. And then that's going to be my daily driver while I rip apart the Durango. But I also have to tow the Jeep over to my house and redo the wiring harness. No, I don't like the baby hood Bentley look. That's so played out. I remember I was selling cars when they first came out, and when Jacob the jeweler put a $300,000 clock into a $40,000 car, I'm like, I'm done with that. That's why I never bought one until I bought the 2016 that I had, because I had the 8-speed in it. I'm kind of regretting that this one doesn't have the 8-speed, but it's still a Hemi. So I'll probably do that. I've been thinking I might buy the 6.4 cam with the MDS, but I'm like half and half on whether or not I'm going to do that. Does it have the stupid cylinder shutoff? Yes. Unfortunately, they do. It's an 06. 05 was the first year they introduced it. 06, it definitely has it. You can bypass it, but then the car has to be tuned, and I'm not going through all that stuff. What's his name? Ayakoka. Yeah. Bent valves are not fun to deal with. Yeah, that's true, but it's not an interference engine. The main thing that can happen, though, is that it can just cause a lot of issues. Like, it can cause the heads are aluminum, but the seats for the valves are steel. And if it's not running right, it can actually pop out the seat, the steel seat, and that can fall down into the engine and cause a lot of problems. Got to go, first time watching. Thank you. Get well, brother. Thank you, Michael. I really appreciate you coming in here. You wanted a Magnum. Yeah, I might still get one of those at some point. I might just flip the 300 and just buy something else too. Can you buy a tank with a non-decommissionable barrel as long as you register it as a demolition vehicle? Actually, you can just buy a tank. You don't have to register it. A tank with a non-firing barrel is 100% legal in the United States. You can own a tank. Can I delete that? Can you delete what? What did he say? Nope. You've owned 13 Chrysler vehicles. Hemis are non-interference. Problem is when you see lifter failure, it shaves the cam down and sends metal through the engine. It will require a complete teardown. Yeah, we'll see what happens, Richard. I've worked on a few of them myself. I was a mechanic for 20 years. If he got it as soon as he says he did, we'll know. I'll know when I pull the cam out. I'm going to pull the cam out, and if it's ground down, then I'll probably wind up doing just a teardown. Obviously, I'm going to pull the heads because you have to change the lifters. And I'm going to pull the pan if it's shaved down the lifters. If the lifters are shaved, or excuse me, if the cam is shaved down, then yeah, then there's definitely metal in there. But he said it had just started and he turned it off. If you catch it that quickly, you can sometimes get in there. Yeah, '07 Amal. Yeah, you're going. Yeah, just get rid of him, please. I never owned any Chryslers or Jeeps or American cars for that matter. Been a Toyota guy since you got your license at 2016. That's cool. Yeah, you're gone. Bye-bye. Don't need negativity here. You find how funny it is that New Mexico suspended the Second Amendment for a bit, but you could still own a tank. Yep, that's crazy. Yeah, if he caught it, like I said, I'm hoping he's telling the truth. The rest of it looks like he's 100% like serious and like he wasn't trying to play me at all. He wasn't trying to fight me. He wanted like $1,000 for the car, and I'm looking at it going, well, the kit's like 400, and the other upgrades I want to do to it are about another 1,000. So I'm like, dude, would you take $700? I have AAA, so they'll tow it for free. I'm like, would you take $700? So he's like, yeah, I'll take $700. I just didn't want to offer him so low that he got offended, and I figured $700 because the interior is really nice, the body's really nice, it has fade on the roof, but I'm just gonna get that painted black anyways. I'm gonna go for kind of like a street look like my old Chrysler had. Whoa, Brady said something that you had to delete. That's an interesting one. Brady, reword what you said because apparently it was very bad. You're not that young. No, I get it. Never mind is a clown show. I can't wait to get the hell out of here and move closer to family in Tennessee. Are you talking about a place or this live stream? Because yes. Off topic, any opinion on the Para Ordnance 1911 frames? Was thinking about building a 1911. I actually have one. If you look on the channel, you'll see that I did a video recently. He's just being stupid. Gotcha. Yeah, just rephrase it, Brady, but don't be offensive. I have a Canadian-built Para Ordnance because Para Ordnance is actually originally from Canada, or Canada, as we like to say when we want to offend our northern brethren. I have one. It's serial number like 3,200, so it's a really low number, and it runs beautifully, and it has a Taylor's tactical slide on it right now, so I think I'm going to get it cut for an optic, for an SRO, get some slide cuts in the front. Since it's just a GI slide, I'm going to have them take off the front sight. It's going to be red dot only. It's going to be badass, but yeah, it's a good one. The tolerance on the lash of the lifters is very tight, so if you just heard it lifter tap and shut off, it should be good. That's what I'm thinking, Richard. But like I said, as soon as I pull the cam out, I may actually live stream disassembling the car. I've got a big TV in my garage, so I'll probably pull it in and live stream while I rip it apart. So that'll be interesting. So, I mean, New Mexico is a clown show. Yeah, New Mexico's fun. I remember when the New Mexico, what was that, Ario, the sheriff in New Mexico, when he was getting arrested and he was trying to push his way into the police department in order to get all his stuff out. Best cheap milsurp to buy right now. That's a good question. I haven't seen too many good ones coming in recently. You've built over 30 Hemis. If you need help, hit you up. Definitely, dude. Yeah, it should be okay though. Hopefully it won't be too bad. I just got to take my time. I'm going to do it over the course of like 2 days. I'm not going to try to bang it out in one night. That would be insane. Would you Magnum swap the front end on the 300? No, actually I wouldn't. I actually wanted to do it the other way and 300 swap the front of a Magnum. I don't care for the Magnum's front end. You live in Poland and our local... All right, bud. Sorry, I'm getting rid of Brody for now, man. He's just being unhide. I meant to time you out, Brody. Sorry, I'm not trying to do that, but you are not going to be. You've got to not talk like that. I don't want to hear about shit like that. This isn't the place for that. Okay, so a little off topic, but when you get a second, go to Google and look up X but your Y and the Z. It's a list of songs with a twist. Bill. question, live in Bearland. Wife for first time in 35 years says she wants a handgun, no interest in rifle or shotgun. 10 millimeter M&P, question mark, you're torn. That's a good choice. I don't know what state you live in. Some states require a 6-inch barrel. I think Alaska requires a 6-inch barrel. Like I said, I don't know where you live. The M&P is a good choice. SIG has the X10, which is another good choice. And a few other ones. No, Brady, he's just saying stuff, and if he comes back and he says more stuff, then he is going to go away. But I timed him out for 5 minutes. He's just throwing stuff out there. You get a lot of people like that here, and if it happens, I'm done. Carcanos are inexpensive. That's a good choice. Evac the AC, pull the rad and AC condenser, and you can pull the cam straight out. I'm actually going to try to do it a little bit more redneck engineering, because I know that it's got 3 bolts that hold the AC compressor on. If you take out the take out the rear bolt and take the nuts off the 2 bolts there that are holding, or the 2 nuts that are holding it on the post, you can just slide it down enough to clear the timing cover. So I'm going to try that first. I might have to, unfortunately, pull it all the way down. Yeah, M&P is nice. Yeah, that's true. Sarconic has the Para. I mean, if it's a good price, Glenn, it's a good one to go with. If the frames are Sarco are from US or Canada, Para was bought out by the US. Para moved to the United States, and it was bought out by Freedom Group in 2012 and then killed in 2016 because Freedom Group owned Remington at the time, and they rebranded the Para Ordnance as a Remington R1 Enhanced and then upped the price by $300 because, they were a business. Glock makes a 10 millimeter. Yep, the long slide is the 40. The standard one is the 20. Scanat, what kind of mechanic work did you used to do? Just cars and trucks, or anything like heavy vehicles? You're a heavy vehicle mechanic yourself. Mostly just cars and trucks. In 2001, 2000, I started working. Hey, one of my videos is approved for all advertisers. But I started working at a used car dealership back in 2000, and it was a very small setup. And over the years, I wound up having to learn to do everything. So, like in 2001, I started doing mechanic work, and then I became the head mechanic, because it turns out I have an aptitude for it. And then in 2006, I quit for a little while and started a body shop. So I was doing mechanic and body work. But we never had any heavy duty stuff. I mean, I can work on diesels, but I don't like it. Some of them are a little bit more involved than I like to. But yeah, mostly just cars and trucks. 408 Chi-Tac is a sexy round. Never shot one. What's my favorite gun and why? I get that question almost every live stream, and it's always going to be 1911 Platform is my favorite gun. My favorite 1911, it's going to be hard to say because I actually sold it. I had the Para Ordnance 1911 Expert for a while, but I think above that was actually, and you have to bear with me because this wasn't the one built in Yonkers. This one was built on the west coast. I had a Kimber Aegis Custom. Custom just means 5-inch barrel, but it was the bobtail, and I sold it to buy a 220 Legion, which didn't shoot for shite. So yeah, that was probably my favorite gun, and I need to order another one. Can you hunt large game with shotgun slugs? If not, what are slugs even used for? Poor man's rifle. You can use slugs for hunting, but I don't know which ones you want to do. I know, is a slug used as a rifle? Well, you can't have a rifled barrel. Screw diesel work, you're dirty opening the hood, but it pays very well. My favorite thing is to just run a diesel without the cylinder head on, or without the valve cover on it, and just watch it throwing oil all over the place and pissing off the customer. Can you have a PC, please? No. I'm sorry. My PCs are not for giveaways. My PCs serve functions for me, unfortunately. If you'd like to buy one, I'm sure there are places local to you, Facebook Marketplace, etc. There you can get a hell of a deal. If you do some hunting, though, I will tell you can make us something that's pretty impressive. That thing, including the case, the hardwire, the cooling, the motherboard, and the graphics card, I have less than $300 into that whole thing. Restricted states use slug guns. Oh yeah, slug guns can have rifle barrels, but they're only for slugs, though. Is my PC liquid cooled? Yes. This one is using a thermal take all-in-one reservoir pump combo. I cool every computer I own for office work, home work. Every computer I own is water cooled, mainly because I like making my life complicated. Vodka Cool. No, we haven't talked about that. Yes, Bill. Yes, Bill. What do you? No, what do you? Hello, number one. How you doing there? Yeah, Tisas is a great value. You can get those under $400, and they run the shit out of any ammo you put in them. Usually, the 4070 Super, and it's exactly what you got. Yeah, good for you, Jay. Angriest man on Twitter, and that's saying something. Hold up, learn to throw hatchets or knives, home defense, don't even need a gun. I can't hold a knife for more than 4 seconds without stabbing myself. You want me to learn to throw a hatchet? I'm going to be that idiot that throws it, it's going to hit the back of it, and it's going to come flying right back at me. And me being the dumbass I am, I'm going to grab it like this, and I'm going to catch the blade right here. Because I'm a dumbass. Where are you from? Well, I'm originally half Korean, half Italian. I'm an army brat, so I'm all over the place. The Rossi circuit judge has a smooth bore barrel. Yes, because of the shotgun shells, because it's a 410 that shoots 45 long Colt. You're from here too. Thoughts on Desert Eagle? I've owned them. They're a little bit obnoxious to keep running well, but if you tune them a little bit, polish them out, they're pretty nice. They're overpriced for what they are, especially considering what they cost versus what they sell for. I know what they actually cost versus the on-shelf price, and it's a huge delta. John 904, what's the loudest gun I ever shot? I shot a 50 BMG M82A1 without my ears on. Needless to say, I couldn't hear for about 5 minutes out of this ear because this ear was on the side with the ejection port and everything. And yeah, no, I forgot to put my ears on, and boom! Yeah. I've never shot a 700 Nitro. That would be pretty bad. The Eagles are a Jam-O-Matic. Not like if you go to the shorts, man. Go to the shorts, DB. If you, in the video where I shoot my loudest gun and my quietest gun, you'll see that it actually ran, except for when you see me pushing the slide home. What happens if you run birdshot or buckshot in a rifled barrel? Well, you can damage the rifling, for one. Speaking of 410, which do you like better, the judge or the governor? It's not really an apples to apples comparison because I think the governor has a better build quality, but the judge works about 85% as good as a governor. So when it's half the price, that can compensate for the other 15% that you lose in terms of quality. So I guess I just said that the judge is better because of the cost. Lobster, thoughts on the IWI guns like the Masada? I like the Masada, or the Jericho pistols. I like the Jericho pistols. I've never shot the Zion, but for the money, they're not bad. Parl Harrell's video on the circuit judge made it seem less than impressive. It's a long-barreled 410 shotgun. There's better options out there. Have I tried Counter-Strike, which is the most realistic gun from it? The Beretta 19 M9 clones that you can dual wield, those are the most realistic ones because of the slide. Taurus 3, I'm not aware of them having the hollow point. Was that back when they first came out? Because my G3s never had a problem firing hollow point or feeding hollow points. But they might have done like better. Thank you, John. They might have done better polishing on them from the factory. Have I ever owned or fired a 4570? I've fired one. I haven't owned one yet. I just haven't found the right one. I'm waiting for a good deal on the 1895, the SBL. I'm waiting for the exact one, but the problem is, thank you, Chris Pratt, you son of a bitch. Jurassic Park made them all go up in price. I want the all-weather. Also, Ray Williams dropped a vid. I'll be right back. Cool. I don't know who that is. Jay Shri Ram. What? I'm not sure what that means. If you can translate that for me. Teddy's looking tired. It's a sloth. The story behind this, if you're new here, Cation, is that for a while I only had 3 toes after some amputations. And now I have no toes, but I have a sloth.
He's holding me by the hand and making me agony. I'm a little boy about to go to
all metal guns or polymer? Which do I prefer? I prefer all metal guns. I like the weight. I like the way they feel. I'm funny, Lamau. Thank you. Can you have the sloth? No, I'm sorry, sir. But if you go to WWF Adoption, which sounds like a bad wrestling game, but if you go there, you can actually. My parents sponsored a couple of sloths for me. I have this one and one at my office. I'm gonna bring the one at my office home, and I'm gonna have them both on the computer. But yeah, I have 2 sloths that are sponsored in my names. Both of my names, Jimmini and Joe. Ceramic, but you want that one. $8 billion, and it's yours. You see your address on the dedication in the back. No, you don't. They don't actually have my address on there, but it does have my name, so let's turn that a little bit. Turn that a little bit. There you go. Now you can't see it. Thank you for the call out, though. Thoughts on sloths from Ice Age? I think it was one of John Leguizamo's best roles. I really did enjoy the character. I thought he was kind of funny. Better not be addresses on here. Hold on. I mean, this one's all blurred out. That was the one facing you. It's not like you can see my cocaine bottle. No, you can't see. There's no address information on there, and everybody can find my last name because I have my Facebook link. Where did the Jimmini name come from? My favorite character was Jiminy Cricket from Pinocchio, and I didn't know how to spell it right because I was young and I was in school, and I wrote Jimmini that way, and it kind of stuck. And then all my online screen names, because I was online way back when you had to pay $90 a month for America Online or Web Crawler or whatever those were. Everything I was just Jimmini. So Jimmini is how it went. And in fact, it actually led me to misspell literally every password that way, because not that way. So all my passwords aren't IMMINI, but you know what I mean? Like if it's a state, I misspell it. If it's anything else, I misspell it on purpose. Makes the password harder to grab. Is there a 1911 with a poly frame? You don't want one, just curious. Yes. ATI makes one. I'm in the US. ATI makes one called the Moxie. It's a it's a polymer frame with a metal backstrap. And for a while, Gerson used to make a poly frame 1911, but they don't do it anymore. Just getting my attention. Don't scare them, guys. They capping it. Yeah, no, I just couldn't remember, and I didn't realize when I leaned forward or when I was moving that you could actually see the label. Your grandfather died last December, and he had a rusted M1911 in the storage room. Oh man, is it still legal? 100%. Unfortunately, our condolences that your grandfather passed, but it's just a handgun. As long as it's not something that was fully automatic, you don't have anything to worry about. That becomes property of family. Whoever wants to take it can take it, and it's 100% legal to own. You should definitely have somebody look at it and maybe do a sympathetic restoration if it still looks like it might be functional, or if it's that messed up. If you want, go to my About section. You can send me email pictures of it, and I'll take a look at it and tell you if it's something you should either sell as is or keep in a shadow box or bring back the functionality. I can give you all the answers you want. I just can't do it online when I'm online. Do you get ready to watch a few people in the chat? Which is more prone to jamming, striker fired or hammer? That is actually a decent question. Honestly, there are more striker fired guns in the world than hammer fired guns. So by sheer number of firearms in the world, I'm going to go with striker fired. But I will say that striker fired guns tend, in my opinion, to jam more, because a hammer fired gun doesn't have all the extra internal components. Most hammer fired guns don't have but one drop safety in them or one firing pin block, whereas the Glock has, the freaking fire pin block actually goes into the firing pin channel or striker channel, and it holds your extractor in, so it's doing 3 things at once. I actually think the hammer is better. Snatchy, how do you feel about the RIA competition pistol with DLC? It's a 2K MSRP. I mean, I'd love to get my hands on one to give you my honest opinion. 2K for a competition pistol is reasonable as long as the gun is good. And I know Rock Island can make a good gun. It's just a lot of them need a little bit of tuning. That's why the Prodigy's $1,500. They knew they needed to tune it. And that's why the Tisas are going to be so cheap, because they're going to need some tuning. Can you lip wrist a hammer-fired gun? Absolutely you can. Absolutely. It's just a lot of the striker fired guns are a lot more prone to it because their springs aren't as strong as a lot of the hammer fired guns. You had no idea what you're doing. Limp wristed. Woohoo! Red drink. Mini stroke lobster. That sounds like a really bad fishing boat. Welcome down to the marina. What you doing? Well, we're gonna be going to we're gonna be going out and we're gonna be fishing. So what do you got there? Well, I got a mini stroke lobster. I'll take it. Does it come with gas? No, gas is extra. All right. Okay. I have raw toast. Which state has the least gun usage, bruh? Honestly, probably Puerto Rico. But that's a territory. Wyoming, because that literally stands for there's nothing here. Yeah, Hawaii, they have extreme gun control. Let's look it up. Also, oh shit. It'll allow me to chew my food. Which state has the least gun usage? Gun ownership by state, 2024 statistics. New Jersey has the lowest gun ownership. Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Hawaii, and New York. Top 5, Montana, Wyoming, Alaska, Idaho, and West Virginia. Idaho makes sense because there's a lot of manufacturers there. It's kind of hard to unbred bread. Any Turkish shotguns you own? Oh yeah, I have a Black Aces Tactical lever action 12 gauge. It's made in Turkey, but it's sold under Black Aces Tactical. Brady, red dot, red circle, or combination of both in scopes. I actually prefer Primary Arms because they used an etched reticle, which has both circle and a dot. Wait, but you own 30 toys. Well, you're the one that owns them all. Ocean. Moving to New Jersey. Let's go. Yeah, except for the fact, Cation. Is it Cation? Like staycation? Red drink. Woohoo! You can't own Class 3 items in New Jersey, and I think you can't use hollow points, if I'm not mistaken. Ocean Dude, let me know. Tech Almighty. What is my EDC right now? Right now, my EDC is a Mitchell's Mauser 1911 Gold Series 95 because I bought it recently and I'm messing with it. Is it a good shotgun? The Turkish ones. They can be. Now, they're not going to be like sporting good, you know, so they're not going to be like a 940 JM Pro or a Benelli or even a Beretta 1301 Tactical, but they do run. I like the lever gun just because I also have a bolt action Mossberg, so I like the lever guns. If you crack an egg on your forehead, you'll donate $100. Show me the money. You can own hollow points, but only in your household and no Class 3. Yep. Which game are you referring to for those guns? Because they sound like either like Tarkov or CSGO. What gets wetter as it dries? Can you use Birdshot for home defense? Absolutely. Birdshot is going to pepper the hell out of somebody. Buckshot is going to really hurt somebody, and slugs are going to end somebody. New Jersey has the lowest, but sure, as F has a lot of illegal guns on the streets of Camden and Newark. Yeah, I believe. Registered gun. Yeah, you have to have a license and register your firearm with the state. Hi, Tommy. I'm eating bread because I'm a bread guy. Do I have a gun shop? Damn. No, but I work at a couple. But I've been a gun enthusiast for only 7 years, but I've worked at 2 gun stores, and I can't say no to a good deal. I might be going to pick up 2 guns after this live stream. We'll see. Semi or pump for a shotgun. If you're looking for something that's going to be dependable for home defense, I would go with a pump. Unless you're going to spend the money to get like a A300 Ultima, 1301 Beretta, Benelli M4, something like that, I would go with a pump. Get a Maverick 88. They're like $230. They're super reliable. They're built on the Mossberg 500, so they take all the upgrade parts if you don't like the way they shoot right out of the box, but they're super dependable, and they're under $300, and they'll run forever. Tommy, I eat bread too. Yeah, I love bread. It's good. It's filling. Calories are a little high per piece, but, you know, I enjoy it. Gun-free states don't mean safe states. Yeah, look at Europe. Great Britain. They have more stabbings than anywhere else in the world because you can't have a gun. Have we ever had a gun? No, can't say I ever did. Do I carry cocked and lock? 100%. There's no reason not to. Here's the deal. You have the tractors, then you have the people that are stuck in the 80s. Now, there's going to be people out there that are going to quote the Israeli Mossad, not Ayub. The Israeli Mossad trained originally to carry on an empty chamber because they were going into many countries and dealing with many different people, and they needed to be able to pick up any firearm at any time and get it into fighting. That's why they practice carrying on an empty chamber, because you never know. You pick up a guy's gun after you take out a target, you have to rack it because it might have been empty, or you got to reload it. So the Israeli Mossad trained on empty chambers because that's what they were training to go into. As personal protection guns, you never want to carry on an empty chamber. And if you have the ability to carry cocked and locked, you carry it cocked and locked. If you are too afraid to carry it cocked and locked, get a Glock. Get a gun that doesn't have an external manual safety, but has a trigger safety, but you're still going to be in the same situation. If you're not carrying with one in the chamber, all you are is a victim. And don't tell me that you can draw from your holster and rack faster than I can draw and just shoot you, because that's not the truth. And also, under stress, a person's reaction time, they always like to go to these professional shooters and go, oh, he can pull, draw, shoot, rack, all that stuff in under 0.8 of a second. Okay, great. Now, I'm going to shoot you with a BB gun while you're trying to pull out your gun and rack it. You're going to be dead. D-E-D, dead. Lobster, get a used 870 or a Mossberg 590. Yeah, I love the 590. Parts are cheap and very reliable. That's why I say the 88, because it'll actually take the 590 parts. California gun laws equal whack. Yep. No empty, mag in back pocket, rounds in front. Actually, I like to leave my mag in the car with the gun empty. And since I'm right-handed, I like to put it in a right-handed holster on the left side of my body. So it makes it even harder to draw it. Hold on, bad guy. Let me load and rack this. Pretty much. Any 22 pistols that you can recommend? Yes, there's a few of them that I would recommend. Taurus TX22 is a very reliable gun. 16 plus 1. Unless you get the competition, then it's 20 plus 1. Sig Sauer P322, 20 rounds right out of the box, up to 25 with the competition model. Both of those are extremely reliable, and they allow you to dry fire, which is a big difference. From there, it gets a little bit more difficult. GSG makes a lineup of 1911s and Beretta clones. If you want something that matches, if you carry a Beretta or a 1911, they actually match what you might be carrying. So that's a good choice. I do not recommend the Glock 44 unless you own a Glock 19 and you're just looking for a trainer. They're Jamomatics. They're built by Umarex. They suck. Same thing with the actual Beretta branded M9 clone. Get the GSG because they're both built in the same basic area. They both have the same quality. But yeah, I would go with the Taurus or the, pardon me, or the SIG. Those would be my recommendations. The Israeli carry was absolutely insanely complicated supply chains, as early small arms were basically the hand-me-downs. Yeah. Most expensive gun you ever held? Your board team, just asking a lame-ass question. We had, for a while, we were trying to sell it. A guy brought in, it was called the Macmillan TAC 50. If you Google it, there was a Canadian sniper in, I believe it was Afghanistan, who did a 2-mile shot on a guy. This was a clone of that gun. However, the guy that had it commissioned didn't like the barrel that was on it from Macmillan, so he actually had another company's barrel brought in and they fit it to it. Build cost on it was like 16 or 17 grand, and he was selling it for 9 because he had never shot it. Keep your booger hook off the bang switch, pretty much. Ankle carry 9mm, 357 mag, Derringer, or bad idea. Carry what you want, bro. Just be cognizant that you have it in there when you're pulling your boots off. Just don't grab the trigger. What do I think about the Daniel Defense Mark 18 M4A1? It's a cool rifle. It's a little overhyped since it was obviously U.S. military issue. It's expensive for what it is. I think you could probably build a Mark 18 that'll run just as good as the Daniel Defense and probably come in at about half the price because the Daniel Defense is overpriced because of how it was used. Also, Daniel Defense gets their lowers from Diamondback, so just build a Diamondback. Gustavish, if you're not American and traveling to the States, will you be able to shoot at a range? Absolutely, you can. I would go with somebody that is a member of the range. That's the only thing you have to do. You have to find a place that will take non-members. It's usually a little bit more expensive, but yeah, you can go and rent guns and shoot them. I would recommend if you don't have any training, you might want to take a class before you go to a gun range. Some places might want you to have that. Can you say gyat? Can I say gat?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're happy there are people out there with more money than sense. Pretty much. Is stopping power really true? 45 ACP versus 9mm. Any evidence to back this up? Not really. So a 22 can stop somebody just as effectively as a 10mm if they stop moving. You shoot somebody and they're affected by it and they stop. Yes. But what they're referring to as stopping power is, can one round out of a certain caliber stop a person, animal, etc. So technically it is a real thing, but in terms of like self-defense, I don't think it applies as much. Penetration is probably a more accurate term. A 45 ACP will probably penetrate, especially a hollow point will penetrate less than a 9mm. Because a 45 ACP is going slower than a 9mm, and the 9mm is going faster with a smaller round. So technically a 9mm should penetrate farther than a 45, but the 45 should be more effective with one shot, thus having more stopping power. Favorite HK gun would be probably the P30. I love the P30. Hole or big hole? Yep. Back hole. My voice is going, yeah, that's why we're only going until 9 tonight. I've got another half hour or so, sorry. Having that used by the military label brings a nice premium on the civilian market because gamers will always want to LARP as SEAL Team 6 operators. Also, like U.S. built firearms that are used by the military are always more expensive. If you want to get that used by the military look, get a Milsurp. Like when they brought in all those Jerichos that still had the IMI and the Israeli stars on them. Those were cool, and they were cheap for about 6 days, and then they went whoosh. What do I think about the Tisas Zigana PX9? I've shot one. I don't own one, and we were talking about that earlier. You can get a threaded barrel one for $320, and that's literally the price because that's the map price. I actually think that's a good deal, and I'm going to order one. What's the best advice for a 17-year-old? Stop playing with it. You'll go blind. Yeah, but the best advice for a 17-year-old is no matter what's going on, you got a lot of time left, kid. I'm 44 and I still got a lot of time left. So just enjoy life. Don't lie. Tell the truth. Own up to stuff. I went like in my early 20s, I used to lie to everybody about everything. I was just nothing but lies. Every word that came out of my mouth was a lie. And I noticed that all my friends left. Nobody wanted to hang out with me. I was just a pain in the ass to everybody. And then I sat with my boss and when he was trying to tell me that I was being an asshat, and he said, look, you need to knock that stuff off. We don't even want you here. So you need to take care of yourself. And from that moment on, I basically just tell it like it is. And if you hate me, you hate me. But I've found 90% of the time, if you shoot straight with people, they'll deal with you on a much better level. So as a 17-year-old, I know it's hard to do. especially as a 17-year-old. But dude, just shoot straight, be honest, fess up when you screw something up. I've gotten out of, I almost bricked a $70,000 Ford Raptor my second week working at a dealership, and it wound up costing me $1,000, but nobody was mad because I shut one off while the computer was being updated and I bricked the truck. So they had to put $1,000 computer in it, but I fessed up to it. People liked me more. My boss started giving me more customers to deal with, and I made more money. So yeah, dude, just straight up, just be truthful and from the heart. Tech Almighty, how hard is it to legally own a gun in the U.S.? What are requirements and how much? Like DB says, it's different from state to state. Here in Northern Virginia, I can only speak to Virginia and West Virginia because those are the states I live next to, but let's go Northern Virginia where I live. No permits are required unless you want to conceal carry. You have to do a federal background check and a state background check. The federal background check is every state. The state background check is every state. The wait times can vary in the state of Maryland, which is only about 20 minutes from me. There's a 7-day wait on pistols, but instant on rifles. But depending on the state you live in, you could walk into a gun store, get approved, and walk out of that store in under an hour. I get instantly approved no matter how many guns I buy, so I can go in, buy 100 guns, and literally walk out the store that day. So yes, also depending on if you are a U.S. citizen or if you have immigration, permanent visa, things like that, you cannot buy a firearm unless you have a permanent resident card or a green card here in the United States, or if you're a U.S. citizen. But yeah, if you are from another country on a visa, you usually get a delay. What's the fastest 9mm round? No, not 115. Actually, they do a 95 grain training round, but actually the fastest round I've ever shot was it was made by Double Tap. It was a 1,450 feet per second Barnes coated round. It was so high pressure that it was only safe to shoot in certain guns. You had to be a plus P rated gun, but it was over 1,400 feet per second, which is like 300 feet per second faster than the average. Does switching to secondary faster than reloading? Most people will say yes. Absolutely. Boom, 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 boom. Yo, I never looked at Diamondback ARs. They look pretty interesting for that price point. They're very good. They're all mil spec. I don't think they do a commercial. I believe they're all mil spec, and they take every part on the market. So if you're looking for one, they're definitely look like a good idea. Have I knocked somebody out with a gun? LOL, you know what I mean. No, I have not. However, I was hit with the ricochet from an AK-47 while I was sitting on the other side of a safety fence, and it went into my leg. And then I don't know if it's still visible right here. I took a ricochet to the side of the head, as far as you know. Am I a personal FFL? No, but I'm going to get one this year because I want to do backgrounds. Charlie, hey man. Welcome, dude. Thank you for becoming a member, by the way. If you become a member, you get funny, cool colors. The blue is for moderators, but the green is if you're a member for the channel. Unless you live in a non-communist state, open carry council, carry, no restrictions. Utah is nice. Yes, they're trying to pass constitutional carry here in Virginia. I believe they passed it in West Virginia. Sure, find that round in stock. Let me see if Double Tap is actually still operating. If they are, then I just double damned you. He asked what's the fastest round, not the fastest round available. Let's see. Double Tap. Let's see. 10 mil. Oh, let's see what's in stock. Somebody may get troubled. Here we go. $28 for the self-defense stuff. 1415 feet per second out of 4.5-inch barrel. Actually, that's using 115 grain, so they changed it up. Let me see if they got the 124 grain going that speed, but that's still insane, isn't it? There we go. There we go. Bonded defense, jacketed hollow point, $26. Yeah, it has 465 pounds, but it's, yeah. You know what, DB? Shut up. Shut up. I knew you were going to say that. Shut up. The 124 is down to 1,300 feet per second, but when they first came out, they were running 1,400 in that, but I think there was probably too much pressure. What do you think about 10 millimeter for duty carry? Dude, carry it. FBI was carrying it. The problem is they're smaller statured people, aka midgets and women, couldn't handle the 10 millimeter round. Guile Jackson, hey, thank you for coming in, man. It's awesome that you're here. Hope you enjoy the live stream. It's not as long today because I have to run and do a couple things. Also, my voice is going because I've been sick for the last few days, but I'm finally starting to feel better. So, yeah. Constipated carry, that's when it's in your butt. Do I think government should legalize guns? That's what makes it interesting, having an AR made to be able to buy fully modular with all mil-spec AR parts. I remember I had a Ruger AR 56. To your question, Cation, yeah, honestly, I do. Guns are typically a self-correcting problem unless you listen to lobbyists and politicians. For the most part, there are a lot of states. Ohio has armed teachers. When's the last time you saw, or when have you ever heard of a school shooting in Ohio? They've announced that their teachers are armed. And so no school shootings in Ohio. Just saying. Run where it's 9:30. I gotta go over to my buddy's house and pick up some guns. Hello, peoples. Toaster person, what's up? Mercy, hi. If that's your username, holy crap. Hi for another 20 minutes. Yay, your gun has never jumped up and assaulted anyone. I had one fall off my computer and land on my hand, but that was my fault because the sloth was angry that I wasn't petting it. Can you have a... Yes, Cation, I understand exactly what you're talking about. What I meant by that, by saying that is, I was using Ohio as an example because Ohio allows for guns in the schools under certain circumstances with trained professionals. As a government, or as the state government relaxes their control over the guns in that particular area, gun violence goes down. Other violence stays the same, and the murder rate stays the same. It's been documented. In fact, in localities where guns are more prevalent, the actual gun violence is much less, especially when it comes to civilians. If you look at stats that are released, not only in the US, but I believe worldwide, they count suicides, death by cop, suicide by cop, and accidental discharges as gun violence. So, for example, year 2022, they tried saying there was like 40,000 deaths associated with firearms when 80% of those were suicides, and like most of them, the rest were police involved. There was a few thousand that were actually perpetrated in a country with 330 million people. Meanwhile, there was like 87,000 people killed a month in car accidents, or 87,000 total. Yeah, Chicago, Michigan, with their gun free, and they're the worst place to not have guns. Yeah, so I believe every government should allow their constituents to have firearms. Also, when when a government doesn't allow that country to have guns, the ones that manage to get their hands on guns now have a shooting gallery, which is the problem. Remember, what was it, Iceland or Greenland? The one dude that killed dozens of people because he was the only person with a gun, and he didn't stop until he ran out of ammunition. Yeah, it's insane. A more armed society is a more polite society. Yes, and also a more armed society creates that society by the other people understanding that the armed society isn't willing to sit back and take the crap of the idiots. Now, when I say that guns are self-correcting problems, yeah, you're going to have an idiot that's going to pull his gun in a moment of rage and shoot somebody out of spite. But that person is the extreme minority. 1 out of a million, 1 out of 100 million chance that somebody's going to just pop off and shoot somebody because you cut in front of them in line at the grocery store or something stupid like that. So yes, I believe that every country should allow their citizens to have guns, and you just take them away from the people that shouldn't have guns, not away from the citizens that have proved that they're safe and competent with their firearms. Let's see. Damn, people, I used to think guns are misused. It's the people that misuse the guns. It's with the internet, with your ability to be in another country and see what's going on in another country instantly, and with 24-hour news cycles and all this stuff, all this. There were, granted, it was probably 30 to 35% fewer homicides before the internet, but you also have to understand there was 30% less people in the United States when those statistics were issued. We didn't go over 300 million people until what, 2009 or something like that. In the early 1970s, there was 240 million, 230 million people in the United States, so 100 million less people. Yet we've only gone up like 4,000 murders or 3,000 murders on annual. So yeah, we are in general a better society, but the problem is it doesn't do the news any good to put up a story saying local man carries gun and doesn't kill anybody. It's a mass shooting. How many people did he shoot? None. He just shot a lot of guns. Oh, okay. Um, let's see. Newsflash: bad guys don't obey laws. Yeah, a government isn't possession for tell us what's allowed. It's a right, not a privilege. Yeah, when the country was established, our personal rights were established. And here's the thing: the Constitution has been ratified and amended 40 times since its creation, but we've kept 2A in it for a very specific reason, to control the fact that the government cannot become tyrannical. So when the government tries to become tyrannical, it's our duty to stand up against it. Now, I'm not saying that we ever use violence against our government, but we need to stand up against the government and stand up and talk to them before they become tyrannical and get our names and our words out there. And that's why, I show my face. I don't care. You guys know who I am. I link my goddamn Facebook. I don't care. I believe that it exactly shall not be infringed. I don't care about the illegal people here, unless you're talking about guns. There's way more than 20 million by my estimate. But yeah, I believe that it's something that is important here in America. My country banned rifles for civilian. Canada is actually trying to do that. They're trying to eliminate bolt action rifles, even for sporting use. They're trying to ban them. U.S. would love to ban ARs. They've tried so many times. If you remember the original act here in Virginia before Youngkin came back and we flipped the state back around again, they had a 260-page document which listed basically every center fire or semi-automatic rifle in existence that they wanted to ban. And they basically worded it so that they could ban anything that did not have a magazine that went into the grip. So AKs, ARs, anything like that. And if it was a semi-auto and it fired center fire gun or center fire rounds, which is AR, AK, and there's a few others, Mini 14, all those. But yeah, they basically tried to ban all center fire rifles and it didn't work. We are the only country that has never redone its constitution. Where are you from, Gerard? You're all about 2As for sure, though. Canada banned handgun sales. Yep, and you can't even grandfather. I think you get one grandfather for your handguns now, and then they have to be destroyed, which is another thing. Even if it's a family heirloom, do you scope people with a snipe if they are close in video games? Some of them. Kenyatta doesn't even have free speech. No, but their prime minister can run around in blackface. Magazine equals ban. Yep. Ocean Dude, you're from the Philippines. They banned it due to the Mindanao War. That's crazy. Philippines, are they still a territory of the United States? Texas, hi. There you go. Can you please say hi for your friends that bet you $1? Star, hi to your friends, man. I answer pretty much every question. I'm not one of those elitist sons of bitches. I'll answer anybody. So, hi from Star. Star asked me to say hi. That is weird when somebody asks me to say hi. I don't feel like that. That you see me smiling? That's weird to me. Thank you for asking me to do that. Yes, okay, but stop spamming, son. Or we're gonna have to time you out. Philippines is a sovereign nation. I don't know. Hi, you're from Paz, Bolivia, so South America. Welcome. Bolivia is cool. Indonesia, hello again. You've been here before. You take pride in the fact that people like me protect 2A. Yeah, I understand why politicians do what they do. It's completely wrong. We had this conversation before. If I were to ever be in a position to be able to want to be stupid enough to run for an office, nobody would ever vote for me because I believe in sensible shit. Like I would actually make lobbyists felons. I would make lobbying illegal. I'm very humble and a funny man. Thank you so much. I try to be. I'm not that humble. He's not a man. Joke's on you. Ha ha ha. Yeah, DB is jealous because I have his Mitchell Mauser. Philippines is no longer a colony of the U.S. It's been more than 100 years. I wish we were still were. I'm sorry, dude. I know Puerto Rico is still considered U.S., so I don't know. I'm Jimmini. I'm Jimmini. I'm going to assume that's 100% love. So hold on. I need to. I'm going to copy. And sorry, I need to learn a bunch of other languages. I always meant to. One top eats it double. I don't think that translated the way I expected it to. If they get out of line, best believe us will invade. We'll come back and do something. Just managed to acquire a Kalashnikov 103, although it took 5 months of the permit down here. Yeah, 103, that's cool. That's the one with the, yeah. Sorry, just looking up. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Glad you got it. No, I don't identify as an attacker helicopter. I identify as a problem, specifically your problem. If they get out of that, but I'm just trying to hear. Are you a former military? How does it feel in a real shootout combat? No, I am not military. My father was a first sergeant in the United States, and he does have combat badges and a Bronze Star, and he told me it was horrible and it sucked. So I believe him. I wanted to join the military. Unfortunately, I had flat feet as a teenager, so automatically disqualified from joining the military. And I turned 18 in 1996, which was during the massive drawdown of the U.S. military. So they wouldn't have taken me even if I could lie my way in. They weren't hiring. But thank you for your videos. The fun side of them cheers you up. And Elijah, awesome, dude. I like that. I like being the guy that makes people laugh. I hate making people angry. Most people. There are some people that I do it to on purpose, but most people. Just messing with you guys. It's a recurring meme from your country. Got it. Thank you. Yeah, because I was worried my translate didn't get it right. Maybe you should wait for the Mac MP5, or you could just buy the Tisas MP5 because it's made by Tisas. Just buy the Tisas one. It's like $100 cheaper, DB. What's wrong with you? Go to the Tisas website. It's coming. Yeah, it's a Tisas, bro. You gotta go. Lobster, thanks for coming in. Sorry I didn't see it till just now. You're trying to get the 105 and the 9mm. I got the 9mm. I don't have the Kalash USA one though. Which COD is my favorite? I have not played in a long time. I've never played the new one. Honestly, I think Modern Warfare. Wait, yeah, was that one? I have not played in so long, dude. I don't play a lot of them because a lot of them are derivative. I do apologize. Despite not being allowed to own a rifle, we can own pistols, especially 1911s. I'm a handgun guy. I've said it many times on live streams. I am a handgun guy. Did I see the Tisas Mac 1911? It looks crazy. Yes, I did see it. It looks really good. I'm definitely waiting to see how that handles. Still using my hat. Dude, you're here from TikTok. XJ Danny, for those of you that don't know, way back in the day, I showed a video because all those Mustangs that leave cars and coffee, and then the Myrtle Beach Mustang Week, you see them all, they do a burnout, right? And they start going, and all of a sudden they snap back and shoot across the road. That's because Ford, and most companies by that way, have a double traction control system in a lot of their cars, including advanced track, including Chrysler's traction control. Like my Durango doesn't fully defeat it. I got to figure that one out. But the Ford Mustang, if you push the traction control button, it says off and then the light comes on. But in the Mustang GT, we had to hold it. You have to hold it while you're in neutral for 10 seconds and then it will turn off the traction control. That's awesome, man. Thanks for coming in and saying hola. Guile, isn't Rock Island Armory pistols made in the Philippines? Yes, they are. Your turbos are spooling nice. Oh, DB, let's not talk turbos. $675. I found a turbo kit for my Durango. It's cheap. It's an Amazon special, but 7 to 10 pounds boost at 150 horsepower. Maybe. Bueller. But yes, Rock Island is manufactured in the Philippines, but they're owned out of Pahrump, Nevada, owned by Armscor. It'll run once. It'll run twice, bro. It'll run once when I first start it, and it'll run twice when I first lay into the throttle. Thanks to the hack, you haven't crashed yet. That's awesome, dude. I'm actually looking for that car. In fact, just to prove to you guys that I've been looking for that car, that's the registration from it. So if you're in Indiana and you see a gray 2014 Mustang driving around, because I did a Carfax on it and it's not showing up on any dealerships, but if you're in Indiana and you happen to see a gray 2014 Mustang GT track pack, it'll be lowered, it'll have Roush exhaust, a Shelby wing, and a black roof, let me know. I want that car. I'll pay handsomely, up to $7.14. Propeller snap off, eat engine. Why are you speaking in haikus? P90 or FAMAS? I've never messed with the FAMAS. I've heard the FAMAS is a bit fiddly because of the way it was designed, so I'd probably go with the P90, but only if I could have a fully automatic one in a short barrel. All the PSA new stuff looks pretty good too. That is true. I have the PSA Rock, which is one of the guns I'm going to pick up in a little bit. Turtle dent. Yeah, well, no, mine doesn't have a turtle dent. It was fixed under warranty, and it was the rear main seal that broke when I ran over the turtle. Turtle turds. You know all the turtles are dead, right? They're all dead. Smitty Diddy on the diggity diggity. Giggity giggity. Hey, man. Can't do the voice right now. Also followed my advice in buying the off-brand 5.7, not from FN Herstal. Good. I did too. $360, man. The Rock Compact is supposed to be the next to hit the market. Yep, it is. I'll wait for a blim because there's going to be a bunch, and I'm going to get one of those too. Cation, you got to go. Catian. Oh, Catiun. It means a positive particle. Thank you. Thank you very much. And if you ever come back in here, I will know that, and I will call you by the right name. DB, so CZ Shadow 2 or 1911? Because they don't make the Shadow 2 in 45, I'm going to go with the 1911. You can tell we're running out of stuff to say or ask. Bro, I don't even mind. You guys sit there, and you guys are having conversations without me, which is kind of fun. And I like jumping in every now and then and talking about some weird shiz. I mean, we're getting close to dipping out anyway, so like I said, I got to go at 9. I'm really starting to feel it. I'm sweating. I don't know if you can see, but I'm actually sweating right now because of the cold. You paid $1,000, including import duties and tax. The FN version was $6,500. Holy shizmit. That's crazy, bro. What is my favorite kind of bread? I like Italian. I don't really have like a favorite brand, but Italian bread. I do like a nice Italian roll because I like making Genoa salami, lettuce, cheese, usually pepper jack, some mayo on there. Beautiful. I tried to do the Italian thing, but I went with the New York one. Ew, it's sweat. Yeah, you know, they're called moobs. And I used to have very pert noobs, but I lost a lot of weight. Dipping, still tipping and dripping and sitting. Cuban. Hawaiian sweet rolls are the best. Hawaiian sweet rolls and leftover ham. I agree. Dave's Killer Beard. I've never... Oh, shit. We lost you. You're late as always, but still popping in for the algorithms. Hope you are doing well. Stay safe, stay free. Yep, brother. Glock 19 in the latest generation is 7,000. Holy shit. Nothing better than the Subway Italian urban cheese, except for when they rip you off on a whole inch of your bread. Them mother fathers need to go away, bro. That's what I say. Ducatis? Who pays for stuff in Ducatis? Unless it's an old Ducati. Well, actually, the new Ducati. Oh, we're not talking about Corona, dude. I'm thankful I'm negative because I got to drive somebody to the airport at the end of the week. Woohoo! Red drink. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to post a video. Subway grinders are like $15 freaking dollars. That's nuts. Yep. For the $2,000. I mean, other than the rest of the stuff being insanely expensive for you, Danny, that's incredible. I do wish we could have more full auto stuff here in the United States. That is true. If you enjoyed the whole thing and you had fun, please hit the like on your way out. Subscribe if you want. Just have some fun. Come back for the next one. We do it Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I've been sick the last 2 live streams. That's why I'm ending this one at 2 hours. But the last few have been 3 to 4 hours, and we will go back to that. I have a car that I'm going to be ripping apart. So if I'm feeling up to it on Wednesday, maybe we'll do a live stream ripping it apart. But I will be back on Wednesday with that. I'll do a walk around and a video on the car showing what it's like. Hi, Lily. Sorry. Please say hi, Lily. Hi, Lily. I just saw it there. So, but yeah, like I said, I did say hi. No spamming. No spamming. No, he was saying hi too. Gerard, thanks, man. Thanks for stopping in. Like I said, come back for the next one. We'll have fun. I'm feeling a lot better. The fact that I made it this long without coughing fit. Thank you, Lily. You're great, Lily. You got a watermelon next to your name. That makes you awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, like I said, pop in, check out descriptions once the videos are up and once I add them. If you want to help out the channel, that'd be awesome, but I'm never asking for money. Just give me your thumbs up. That's all I need. So thumbs it up on your way out. Come back from the nether regions. Not the Netherlands. I'm talking about that. Danny, stay safe. It's January and I've already stabbed myself, so no guarantees there. Everybody, DB, Duskus, Bad Omen, thank you so much. Ocean Dude, we'll see you for the next one. Lily, thank you so much. Yeah, everybody, have a great night. I'm going to get out of here, so come back for the next one. And, as always, I got to push the button twice. Beep, boop.